Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have a really kind of sad to me story time. But before we get into the story, go ahead and hit the like button for me. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, as you can see, I'm new to YouTube, and everybody races to get that first 1,000. So it's free to subscribe. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me. Hit that subscribe button. It's free. Don't cost you a dime. Anyway, today I it's been years past since this has happened. So therefore, I feel like I can talk about it now. This is about a friend I used to have when we worked together. I guess it happened probably over 30 years ago. But she and I only became friends. Let's see, she should be about 40 now. She and I became friends when she was like maybe 26 or 24 or something like that. Anyway, she always, whenever we would get off work, let's just call her Jill. We're going to call her Jill for the story. Her name is Jill. Um, Jill, whenever people, we would get off or somebody was doing something at their house and they were like, hey, y'all come over, da 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 da. But I noticed every Thursday, Jill had like a standing appointment. She had something to do. And I used to say, Jill, you go to church on Thursdays? I thought maybe she had Bible study. And she was like, no, no, I'm just tied up on Thursdays. So I never knew, what it was or whatever like that. So I didn't badger her about it. And come to find out, now looking back, hindsight and looking back in hindsight, she was going to a therapy session and I never knew. You never know what people going through. And one day she was like, I called her one day and she was sad and I was like, Jill, what's wrong? Like that. And she was like, girl, something that happened to me, in my childhood. She stayed right now. I think she lives in Colorado somewhere. Last I heard. But anyway, she said something happened to me in during my childhood. She said, and I know it's been a long time ago. She said, but it still bothers me today. And I was like, oh, my personality is like a feeling type person. I wanted to just immediately like, you know what, let's pray about it, whatever. What's wrong? She was like, well, I feel like, I've been knowing you for a while. I feel like I can share this with you. She said, because it's not helping me any. She said, my therapist told me that when I begin to talk about it, I'll begin to heal. So I said, yeah, that's true. I had heard Oprah saying something like that. But anyway, um, she told me, she said, and when she said, can I run over real quick? I'm like, yeah, come on. She came over and boy, break out the clinics. It was sad. Long story short, well, I'm gonna go into detail. I'm not gonna make it too short, but I'm not gonna make it too long. Um, she told me, she said, she had a kind of like a rocky relationship with her mother, and her daddy was in jail or he was just absent. So she told me, she started out saying that when she was a little girl, how she felt like she didn't have nobody, she didn't have any siblings, didn't have any cousins to play with. She was just a lonely, sad child. And she told me that her mama was staying with this man. She used to go from man to man to man to man, just over her, like have her just pillow to post, like the old people say, pillow to post, pillow to post. Say her mom was with this guy and he was very abusive. Say he even whooped her a couple of times, but say he used to beat on her mom, and she said she used to just put the cover on her head and just go to sleep. I mean, and just cry herself to sleep. But now race doesn't matter. It doesn't. But her mom was white and her dad was black. Um, I guess she looked at more, tan, like my color or whatever. And she said that the man used to just beat on him. I think her mama boyfriend, she like black and white men either, but I know that part is not important, but so she said that the man used to just beat her mama. I mean, take her by the hair and drag her. And for a kid to have to go, I say, how old were you then? She was like, I was like 4, 5, or 6 years old, like that. And I was like, oh my God. I said, what you used to do? Did you know how to call 911? She was like, yeah, but I wasn't allowed to touch the phone at all. So she said her mama used to just get beat all the time, like in a toxic, constant, abusive relationship. So, she said that the only way her mom got out of that relationship was that the guy he did something really bad. She didn't really go into that. She didn't elaborate, but the guy did something really bad, and he went to jail. So they were able to get their things and just move to like a whole, like different state. And so she her mom got with this other guy. About she said it wasn't even like 7 or 8 months later, her mom got with this new guy. Now the new guy, I guess he seemed okay at first, but he was just getting out of a relationship with, I guess he was still married but separating. He had left his wife or whatever. And he was really mean and he drank a lot, the girl said. She said that he drank a lot. Let's call her mama Joanne. Well, Joanne keep going from guy to guy to guy to guy. And this guy she got with, this next guy, we're gonna call him Joe for the story. You notice I'm going in a pattern like J's. Okay. Jill, Joanne, and Joe. So anyway, Joe was really mean, and she said that she heard Joe didn't like kids. Joe didn't like her at all. He was feeling her mama, but he just didn't like her. He didn't like any kids, and she said that she was asleep on the sofa one night, and she heard him say, "It's gonna either be me and you, or you and her. You make the choice." And so she was like, "Ooh." I was like, "Well, how old were you then?" And I was like. She said, I can't remember, but I think it was second or third grade. She said, because I was at the elementary school. And so she said her mama went and talked to her one day and said, baby, and say she told her mama, she said, Mama, he's really mean to me. Can we please get our own place or can we move? And she was like, oh, it's not that easy. It's not that easy. So she said about a couple months down the line, her mama went and got an apartment right across from the school that she was going to. And she said her mama got the apartment and moved her things in there and left the girl in the apartment while she went and stayed with the boyfriend. I was like, oh my God, I'm surprised the police didn't come, child protection. She said, no, my mom trained me. She said, I'm to go in the house, don't answer the door, and her mama gave her a flip phone. Don't answer the door. Don't answer the phone unless her name pop up because she said her mom programmed her own number in there so she can know it was her. She said don't answer the door, and she said people knock on the door. She said you be really really quiet so nobody will know you in there. This baby, well, she's a woman now, but I know she is scarred though. I feel like she is. This lady or this baby, this child, um, had to pretty much raise herself. She say this went on. She said she was about in second or third grade. She said she never will forget that she was getting ready to graduate from fifth grade to go to the next school, which would have been middle school. And that's when her mama, the guy left her mama, went back with his wife or son. So anyway, she said this went on for a couple of years. It went on from when she was in the second or third grade all the way till she was in the middle of her fifth grade school year. And I'm so surprised. Like, girl, I said, you must have been a really smart kid. She said, I was. She said, because I said, you did your homework. Nobody helped you. She said, well, if I had homework on the weekend, she would come over and help me. She said, what her mom used to do was her mom used to come over there and cook food for a whole week. And she would lay out her clothes on the sofa. She said, all they had was a bed. She had a TV. It was a lamp. She had a little small table with a chair to it. And she had like a little love seat and she had to get herself a bath that night. She had to get her clothes ready. Well, her mom came and her mom used to lay her clothes out on the sofa. She would lay out or somewhere. She would take a piece of paper about this big, and she would write the day of the week on there, like Monday. And she would put Monday, she would pick her out an outfit for Monday, pick her out an outfit for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And she would come over there on Sundays and she would cook up food and put them in like meal prep containers and put them in the refrigerator or the freezer. And the girl was only allowed to use the microwave. She couldn't touch the stove. And she said that she when she used to get home and get up in the morning, she would either eat cereal or maybe grab a muffin. She had to learn how to lock the door. She had to just be responsible. And just imagine that a kid, you're only what, 7 or 8, and you had to be responsible. And you know how sometimes kids may be running out, like she may not, she didn't have to catch the bus because the school was over there. But anyway, you may be want to run out and run out the house because you were late, and I guess she had a little clock to wake her up or whatever. But just imagine you running out the house forgetting to lock the door. She had to be, in other words, this girl was smart. She had to be grown before her time. And I just, oh my God, I was just getting chills all over my body when she was telling me that. I just couldn't fathom leaving a child for 5 days. I said, girl, somebody would have, if the neighbors, I was asking her all kind of questions like, where the neighbors were. She said it was a elderly couple next door. Some more kids that lived downstairs. She couldn't go out and play with them. But anyway, I was telling her that, oh my God, I can't believe that. What kind of mama does that to her child? So anyway, she said that if she got hungry, she couldn't, if she pulled out Monday, say like it's Tuesday. She pulled out Tuesday's food. She ate Tuesday. If she wanted some more, she couldn't go back in there and eat Wednesday because Wednesday was for Wednesday and she couldn't cook. Although she said her mom bought her easy stuff like little cans of whatever spaghettios, or she got cereal, she had chips, stuff like that. When she would come home, that was her dinner because she would eat breakfast and lunch at school. And I say, well, what do you do on the weekend? She said, well, on the weekends I would get up on Saturday mornings and watch cartoons. She said, but I would eat cereal. And she said my mom would come over there and stay with me Saturday, but she would leave again on Sunday. And when she come on Sunday, when she get up Sunday morning, she would go ahead and like wash her clothes, get her clothes out, get them, taught her how to iron, get her clothes together for the week, and she would cook again for the week. And she said this went on for like a couple of years, and I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. And I said, what happened when you did needed help with your homework? She said, well, I was a quiet child in school. She said, and I was pretty sure I would finish my work at school and I would try to do my homework at school so that I can have help if I needed help from the teachers. And the only thing my mom helped me with is if she was is if I had homework on the weekend, she would help me then. So I was like, girl, that was so 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 sad. And so long story short, her mom came over there and I just had tears in my eyes because I couldn't believe this. And I just wanted to reach out and give her a hug. And I say, I know I can't erase your past, and nobody can because it's just something that you've been through. I say, but I'm so, so sorry this has happened to you. And she said her mama finally, she was glad to have her mama back. She said, I said, did her mama ever leave you again, or did she ever do what's happened? She said that her mama was crying and her mama tried to get the guy back. And she said her mom used to drink too and smoke. And she said her mom used to try to run over there and say the man didn't want her no more. He was through with her. He had them ran through her and he was finished with her. So anyway, she said that her mom about 3 or 4 years later, she said she was now like a sophomore in high school, and she just said she was kind of like a withdrawn type child, kind of quiet. She said that her mama started doing it again. She said, but when her mama used to go like different casinos and stuff with her friends and party and stuff like that, she just did it all. She said her mama used to leave her. She said, so by then, you know what? She said it didn't even phase her. She said when her mama would leave, she said she stopped counting when she was little. She said, I don't know how many days my mama used to be gone. She said, but when I was 15, or when I was a sophomore in high school, she said, I forgot how many days mama used to be gone. She said, because by then I was able to take care of myself. She said, because you know why? I had been primed as a child and groomed to take care of myself. She said, I was very mature. She said, I just used to pray to, she said, I used to pray to God that my mom come back home and stay, or I pray to God that my mom get a boyfriend that like me, her child, as well as her. And she said she couldn't wait to get up, and she said how she got out the house was she just, when she was in high school, she just filled out college applications, and she said her mom didn't even know nothing about her. Her mom didn't know nothing about when she had started her first cycle. None of that. Didn't know she knew how to drive because her mama never spent time with her. So she said, and as a result of that, it kind of put a strain on the relationship she had with her mom. And so now she has a kid of her own. She said, I wouldn't dare do my baby like that. She has a daughter, I think. Could be a son, but I think it's a daughter. I hadn't talked to her in a long time now. But anyway, that's the story time. And I felt so bad for this young lady, for Jill. And I was just like, man, I wish I could erase your past, but I know I couldn't though. And she said she still goes to therapy. She said it helps her channel her anger that she had for her mom and stuff. She said so as it stands today, I don't think she's spoken to her mom in a few years. She said that she would never put her child through what her mom put her through. And that's the end of my story. It was kind of sad. It was to me. So again, like, comment, subscribe. And subscribing is free. Again, I'm new. I don't know just what all type of content I want to put on my channel. But hey, we'll think of something, won't we? So, um, peace. Y'all come back now. You hear?